Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. We finally got our air conditioning fixed. Maxie and I are finally very comfortable. And we had been a lot of trial and error. We had to replace the roof air conditioner, had to put it in a portable air conditioner, put all reflectors around the entire fifth wheel, and had several repairmen out to try to troubleshoot the problems. So we finally got it working good. So I'll share this experience, and I've shared a couple of videos about this. You have to go back and watch them if you want more detail, but I will try to keep this short and sweet. And at the end of it, you want to stick around because I'm going to share a question and some fun pictures. So here we go. So I live in the Arizona desert, Quartzsite, Arizona. It always gets hot in the summer, and I expect it. This summer I had definitely planned to get out of here, go up to Flagstaff area where it's cooler at higher elevations. But for personal reasons and my health, I could not leave this year. So I was kind of stuck in the heat. In the fifth wheel, the air conditioning was having a lot of problems, which I've shared on a couple of videos. Today I'm going to give a short recap and then share what we did to fix it. So in April, it started getting pretty hot. By the 1st of July, it was already in the 120s. And all summer, all July, it was hot. Between anywhere from 112 to 120 plus. Averages were about 115 to 117. My air conditioner couldn't handle the constant pressure on the compressor, I guess, and it kept causing the breakers to pop. Would push out hot air, then the compressor would quit and pop the breakers. So I did all kinds of troubleshooting. At the point when the breaker popped outside and I could not reset it, I had to call the manager, Mark, to come over and look at it. So he checked it out, and sure enough, the cord from the RV to the power pole melted at the point it plugged into the 30 amp plug on the post. And even the plug in the pole burned out and melted. So he had to replace both the end of my power cord and the plug that it goes into in the main electrical supply. So he had the parts, thank goodness, so I didn't have to spend a lot of money on that. Then after he did that, it worked better, but it still was popping the breaker inside. And I just couldn't understand what was happening there. So I ended up calling a place that I had been referred to come out and check my air conditioner. I won't mention the name of the company because I would not recommend them. But they did come out right away within a couple days. They came out, they came into the RV and put a little gauge up inside of the area where the air conditioner is on the ceiling. They said the compressor was dead. So I said, "Can that be fixed?" They said, "No." "Can it be replaced, just the compressor?" "No, this trailer is over 15 years old, and the people that had it before only used this RV maybe 4 or 5 times the whole time they had it. It was in storage." I'm not usually that trusting with people that come and repair things, but I trusted them. So I said, "What can I do?" They said, "You're going to have to buy a new air conditioner." So they brought me a new air conditioner within a few days. $1,700 for the air conditioner. And I also had just bought, and thank goodness some people have helped me to do these things. Not completely, but I did have some help, and I thank those people. They know who they are. And I got the air conditioner installed. They came in, they had it done within less than 30 minutes total, taking off the old one and putting on the new one. When they left, it was, you can tell it was doing something, at least it was working, but it never cooled down this RV, so this wasn't putting out enough cold air. So I called them and asked them to come back out. They checked it, they said there's nothing wrong with it, that it's working. I just gonna have to use both air conditioners because this trailer was too big. They said is one air conditioner is not enough to run this size of an RV. So I said, okay. I said, well, it seems like it should be a lot cooler than this because it was still 106 degrees inside after 24 hours of running. Well, I called them several days, never got any better. 106 degrees, 112 in the bedroom, it never cooled down in there, but with both air conditioners, a 15,000 BTU in the roof, a 10,000 BTU in the portable air conditioner I had bought, and never really cooled much down. I told them, I said, well, I said, and then the breakers started popping again. So running both of them was too much power coming through. So I put the little one on a 110 separate plug on the pole. So it wasn't running off the 30 amp in the RV. It slowed down popping the breaker, but it's still popping the breaker. So I said, it's doing the same thing the other air conditioner was doing. I would rather have my old one back and just deal with trying to put two portables in here or something. They said, well, yours is gone. We took it away the day we took it out. The same day. So, okay, so I got screwed there. They couldn't take the new one off because they couldn't guarantee that that the hole that it sits on would be sealed properly. So pretty much I was stuck with it. So I said, okay, well, something's still wrong. So every day when I turn the air conditioner on, when it started pushing out warm air, and I could tell the compressor's ready to pop again, would be popping the breaker. I turned it off for at least an hour, let it get hot in here, give it a break, and then I'd have to put it back on. Well, that was getting old, and I felt like constantly turning on and off that switch would really mess things up. I checked the breaker outside. It wasn't melted like the one before, even the cord was not real hot. But the breakers inside the RV were very hot. And I was really worried about it. I thought, already dealt with a possible fire, could have had one. And then if this keeps up, thinking I'm going to lose my home. So they wouldn't do anything. I was stuck with it. So I'm out the money for the air conditioner and all the other stuff. One thing they told me is I need to cover all the windows with reflectix. I have 15 windows in here. So I went and bought the reflectix and the silver metal tape to cover all the windows. I got them all covered. They said to cover all the ceiling vents and the sun roof, sun cover in the shower. Cover every single window, every vent, because they said a lot of heat was coming through that. That could be why it's so hot in here. I said, okay. So I did that. And it did cool it down a little bit, but not very much. Maybe 5 or 7, 8 degrees, something like that, but not much. It was still almost 100 degrees in here with both air conditioners running. I thought there is something wrong here. So anyhow, I let it go. I said, there's no point. You know, there's no point in fighting with them. They were not willing to do anything about it. So about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, a friend of a friend offered to come over and look at my situation. So he came in, first thing he did is look at the plugs outside. Nothing was melting. However, the new 30 amp plug that Mark put in was kind of loose. And he said there's probably a wire that's not catching properly. Maybe it's short circuiting or something causing the heat. So he came inside and looked at the breakers inside.
Wire. This is the lead that should go to the converter. Why? I guarantee you, I can take this cap off of here, and there'll be stranded wire here to a copper wire here, and that causes that to get warm.
Huh.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to trip off the main to make sure that I don't have any power anywhere. So I'm going to take this breaker out so I can make sure that it's what I need. And that's what I need.
So the top breaker had the main 30 amp and the air conditioner 20 amp together. So it put a new breaker on the bottom, took the 20 amp for the AC out and put it in the separate breaker on the bottom. That resolved all our problems. We ran it afterwards and never got heated up, and I haven't had a single problem with it since. Now my house is nice and cool, usually around never more than 86, 88 degrees. So I'm very happy. I have a great air conditioning system. Probably the old one was fine, but it's too late to cry over spilled milk. It stressed me out a lot, but at least it's all resolved. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Dean. And thank you for all the people that have helped me get through this. Now for what I promised you towards the end. Most people have recognized this hat. I had it very early on when I started doing the YouTube. This hat you'll remember I bought in Mexico. The next hats you're going to see are hats that were given to me by subscribers. I would love you to put in the chat which hat you like specs and why you think it fits me. Thank you for watching my videos and supporting my channel, and I really do appreciate you. Thank you for playing along with this game. I look forward to the comments. Have a great evening.